Hey folks, welcome to Speedbump. It's time for Monkey Magic. PlayStation 1. Has anybody seen this game before in the audience? Hey. It's a real game.
Yeah, I saw footage of it, and I'm like, I feel like if this were a real game, I would have heard about it.
Is it one of those games that just is on like a TV show and they're just fake? Is that what you're saying to me?
I feel like I've been encountering a lot of those lately, games that exist only to be featured on, like, you know, some cop drama. He was an avid gamer. He always loved to play his monkey magic.
There was an episode of Law and Order or something like that where the passwords to some kind of case were hidden behind the end of like Prince of Persia or something, and they were trying to beat it in the detective office and they couldn't do it, and they looked over and there's this kid who's just like playing the controller in their hands even though they don't have a controller, and they're just like, give it to that kid, and the kid beats the shit out of the game.
You want me to go ahead and get him going?
I'm ready. Yeah,
all right.
Looks good. We have 6 racers, 2 people here. Haven't done it before. I'm familiar with Jaspertine. The other one is new as well. Bloodfire down there. And then the 4 up top are very regular speed bump players. Let's see how they do. I wouldn't think that anyone would have much experience with this game, but maybe someone has. 30 minutes on the clock. Good luck. Jesse,
I really like games that do this sort of like 2D game in 3D environment kind of look. So I'm hopeful that I'm gonna watch a little bit of this and say, man, I gotta play that. I'll let you know in 30 minutes if I feel that way. Well, it couldn't be easier to join. Two of our players today literally got everything set up 5 minutes before we started this race. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking to yourself, this looks like a lot of fun, I'd love to do some of these races sometimes, the stakes are so low, we try to make it as easy as possible for you to join in. Don't let anything hold you back.
Whoa, what a ride! Hi kid, I'm Batty. My boss Darth Floyd sent me here to help.
So this is a platformer. I forget the name of that one game that no one was able to get too far on Speedbump, but it has that 3D Paper Mario walk into the background thing that game also had kind of look to it.
Nice.
Boy, does he have big plans for you.
I love that everyone's instinct as soon as this bat started talking was, can I stop this? Can I skip this?
Lomax is the name of the game, yeah. Monkey. There we go.
Oh right, we played that one. Adventures of Lomax.
Yes, we tried. It was a really good speed run. We didn't make any progress on that one.
It turned out to be really difficult, yeah.
Brain? There's gotta be one over here.
Listen, banana breath.
I mean, if the gameplay kind of grows from here, I'm already kind of digging it. Visually, it looks fun.
It's a Sunsoft game, so I see that logo, I immediately think Arrow the Acrobat. But they also made Batman on the NES. You know, they started out strong with that. I've looked up the Sunsoft Games Library list before, and I was like, okay, that's not bad. They didn't all stink. A lot of them did, though.
There's always Sunman.
They had Blaster Master, Spy Hunter, and some other classics in there before they made Arrow, and they made Lemmings. People like Lemmings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemmings is popular.
They made Hebereki, which is getting a remake.
It is. We're getting a new Euphoria.
They also made Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel, which we leave in the dust. We just put that down.
I have no experience with it, but it seems like one of those games that is also a fake game, like we discussed earlier.
Lock snake keys, Pebble Brain. There's gotta be one over here.
Why is this bat mean to us? He presumably wants our help or to help us, but he's being rude.
He just thinks he's the boss. That's his problem. Thinks he's in charge of this operation, and he's not.
Watch out for the bees.
Plain to see.
Ooh, you better run.
I guess it's also like a product of the time period, right? This would have been late 90s, so it's like, you know, everyone whose voice has to be sort of snarky, irreverent.
They're just insulting.
Yeah. It's like, it's real, people love it when characters are rude.
Hey, jump up here and look what I found. You're strong. Try double jumping.
Like, you remember when Conker was just like a normal character? I think dude just got killed by the geometry accident, like just jumped at a wall and got squished.
Did you play Conquer on the N64?
No,
Lucky you.
I refuse. Conker on the N64, every amount of it I've seen just reeks of trying too hard.
Oh, it is definitely trying very hard.
The smell of desperation is not an attractive smell.
How are our players doing? It looks like two people, Mikami and Tarragon, are at the same exact boss fight.
They seem to be making pretty good progress. Dude, I think got there first from what I saw, but I think might have died. Bloodfire Tagrung is there now.
Conquer is, I guess it's not that bad, but it's very edgy in a way that I don't think I've ever seen any other game be. I've never played like the South Park games though, so you know, it would be in that. That's the only game I would suspect would match it for just like, we're trying to be funny. Fart. Like they just can't do it.
I feel like if I had played it, we're talking about Conker's Bad Fur Day. I feel like if I had played it when it was still new and 90s humor was still period appropriate, then maybe I would have found it amusing, but
Yeah, that's true. It's only gotten worse for sure.
at the very least, I can say that with my current sensibilities, I do not care to check it out.
I'm gonna read the plot of Monkey Magic.
Master Subudai's School of Magic is at the top of this cliff. Get climbing, and I'll meet you at the top.
It's a TV show, first of all, animated television series
Yep.
about Journey to the West, like always. So it's Dragon Ball Z, you know. It's just,
If you see a monkey with a bow staff, then you kind of already know what you're in for.
yeah. Should really read that book someday. I mean, I felt that way about like the
Just tell me
Odyssey.
when the pig shows up. That's all I'm here for. Just tell me when the pig shows up.
I always knew you'd make it. Nothing can keep you from divine power now, except maybe those three guys. They're too tough for me. I'm out of here.
So it seems like Okami's in the lead, Tarragon's in second, Bloodfire's in third at the moment. Both Dude and Jaspertine are working on that boss that's going to lead to level 2.
You've got to get past me first.
I can't find anything about the video game. It's all
I looked
about
all
the
over
show.
for a manual
It's
to
just,
try to find some information to give our players, and I couldn't find anything.
it's just a thing for the TV show all the way down the line, and it's not hard to find information about that. But the game itself, it's almost like it doesn't even exist.
Aesthetically, I quite like this game's look. I mean, I hesitate to say that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Because it's very visually nice. I just wonder whether or not the gameplay holds.
I'm Bodhi. It's just me and my battle pole between you and the door, and you'll never get in.
Okami's still making fantastic progress. Like impressive. How quickly Okami's just kind of making steady progress, not getting hung up by much in this game so far. Looks like we got a clear from Dude, who's now going to be heading into level 2. Digi is on that boss fight as well. Jaspertine has made it into level 2 also. Tarragon following behind Okami into level 3. Not quite as far as Okami is, though.
This platforming is double jump heavy, and it's 3D platforming sort of, but it's got that 2.5D look, so it's not so bad. I can handle this. I saw GDQ variant of Arcade Pit sentence, and I was like, "What's that? What do you mean?" And then I realized it was mine, and I guess I can answer that question.
Hello, Congo. I am Master Subadai.
Oh, did Okami like crush it on GDQ Arcade Pit?
Mighty little monkey. But if you really
Yeah, it did really well.
gain divine power, you are going to have to use more than your fists. Let's see how quickly you can learn to use your magic
Okami
powers.
clearing stage 3 and heading into stage 4. I don't know how long this game is, but if it's not enough levels, then Okami might clear it in 30 minutes.
I'm gonna try to find more data for this game. Nobody seems to have much trouble with it though yet. Not really. They're all cruising. The first boss seems like a little bit of a wall, but everyone's gotten through.
But be careful that something bigger doesn't come along and stomp you.
I have controls. Square attacks, R2 and L2 switch magic, L1 uses magic on yourself, and R1 shoots it. Circle looks around, triangle skips talking, and uses items, X jumps, and double jumps. The story, by the review that I found, says, "What the?" It's 3 out of 10. They don't know what the hell's going on because they haven't seen the show, basically.
Don't forget, no
So it's
spell
kind of just like
lasts
assuming
forever,
that you have.
So hurry if you don't want to be smashed.
And it seems like a fairly easy game. I don't think they really need much help with this. As for how many levels there are, no idea.
With this magic, you can cast spells on yourself and on objects. Go ahead, give it a try.
Anyway, yeah, I've never read the book that this is based on.
Work, Congo. Now,
Um,
let's see how well you do in the real world.
I'm kind of curious about it, but those kind of older. I mean, that one's not that old. It's like 16th century, 17th century. I recently saw the Odyssey, like read that, and what a boring. Wish I didn't, but I bet this one's more interesting. And I sure have seen a ton of games and movies based on this story. I have the gist of it, I think.
You hear that, Homer? The Odyssey sucks.
Yeah, Homer, learn to write some drama, man. Learn how to write a script, man. You can't just use the idea of a shipwreck 8 times. Stop it. If you drank every time Odysseus crashed his ship, you'd be done.
Of the giant rats. What is this? A toxic waste site?
The E series does start almost every game with a shipwreck, it feels like.
Dude's magic shrink power ran out, I guess, when he was in a one tile high tunnel and got squished to death.
Rats!
Hey! It has been 15 minutes. These races never are too long. They're usually just a nice... sometimes we do a 2-hour thing, but with these mystery races, I like to keep it short. The Kusa Grande tournament is usually an hour, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Long time ago, it used to be 2 hours.
Quite a commitment, I feel like.
Yeah.
When the game is really painful, which is it in that case it is on purpose. And sometimes we run into that here. But usually our games are actually a little bit on the fun side. and 30 minutes probably flies by pretty fast.
I mean, we're certainly not choosing games here intentionally to be bad. If a game is frustrating, it's usually because we've picked out games that are obscure and its obscurity hid its problems from us.
So Monkey can shrink himself very small.
He can also shrink other things.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, I forgot. You're just a weak little monkey. All right, back to school.
Wow. Wow.
Kinda messed up, man.
What a jerk.
We don't like that guy.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna update my box art to the Japanese version real quick, because... Boy howdy. What a glow up, man. What a...
The golden power of your heart will make you stronger, or you can share your strength.
Well, that's nice box art.
I'm just not really a big fan of the 3D anything, so... I don't know what media I've ever seen that maybe Toy Story 1, and like that was like the last time I liked that style of art. So to just have the it's the craze nowadays because it's cheaper, easier to produce that way. But that's what the American box art for this was. Why though? Why didn't they just use this banging piece of artwork here? Looks like Dragon's Quest almost.
It's pretty busy. I feel like this sort of box art, while it's better art, it probably doesn't sell as many copies on a shelf.
Yeah, a comedy like Shrek, or even Reboot, I guess, I didn't have too much of a problem with. But like every single, I was talking about this the other day, well I guess like last month, every single piece of animation these days, and every video game too, tends to be, unless it's indie, to that 3D style, that 2.5D style.
Before trying to push it.
Like for example, do you know what the last like cartoon animation sort of thing from Disney was? Author Blues?
I don't know.
It's Princess and the Frog in like 2011.
Oh, you're talking about their major motion picture films?
Yeah. They still have cartoons on like TV show format, but they used like paper dolls to animate them.
Gotcha.
It's just like the Lion Guard, the Lion King thing. I've been watching that for some reason. Partners into it, so we've been going through them.
I like The Princess and the Frog.
Not too bad.
I thought it was very good.
I mean, I grew up with that animation style, so I miss it. And in terms of gaming, I like Mega Man X better than Mega Man X8.
You are smarter than you look.
In terms of art style, it's not even close.
To obtain the power rod.
And the newest Mega Man was that style as well, of course, so I'm just used to it. If they make a new game for like any of those series, that's what I expect to see when I open it up, unfortunately.
It's a purely subjective opinion, but I think a lot of the games in the X series are ugly.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I think that they're all very visually busy and leaning too hard in their, like, future tech motif that just ends up being really cluttered and ugly. In my opinion, again, but... Even Mega Man 11, I much preferred the look of it. I didn't feel like it was... I mean, it was definitely a more modern kind of 3D art style, but...
Well, you're comparing Mega Man and Mega Man X. Those are two different art styles.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though, is I'm saying that the X series kind of leans on a totally different motif that I think is just kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's very, aggressive. It's very sharp. I think, I like the way X1 and 2 look, and X3 has more of that, and then after that, it's kind of a wash for me. Mega Man has a very cartoonish
I think the early
style.
X games didn't lean as hard on it, and I think they look fine. X1, I don't remember having any negative opinions about the look of it, but like watching you play through some of the later ones, I can't get away from the thought that they just don't look good. Like someone signed off on a game that, at least in my opinion, just looks ugly.
I think the monkey chant is some kind of pickup for HP or 1-ups or something like that. I don't understand exactly what it is. Maybe it's just
There's these monkey tokens that players are picking up, but I don't think those are lives, because if they're lives, several of our players have in the 20s of them.
That might be the case.
Yeah, I mean, good on the game if it's giving away that many lives, but I'd be, I guess, surprised.
I think they are.
They are lives? Oh my god. Some of our players have so many of them.
Yeah, like I said, not a hard game. You have a lot of powers, it looks like, though. You have the ability to walk through electricity, and so this is all ultimately not a Metroidvania, but a puzzle-solving platformer kind of game. I don't think that you have to earn these powers, you just kind of get them at set locations. And they range from blasting to being tiny, to walking through electricity, to shoving and things like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think you need to get that monkey sound effect. Monkey sound effect. That needs to be a loot box on Arcade Pit.
Me that wiki. Ah!
How about that?
I don't think it's as good, but I think it'd be great. That can also get included.
That would help here. Back to the school.
Monkey magic. That's just my opinion. I don't know why that's the way art is. It probably is union busting and some other unfortunate stuff like that that caused that to happen, but I don't like that art style at all. It just doesn't do anything for me. This game looks okay. I mean, it's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about specifically the box art for this game, just because it was 3D versus what the Japanese cover always tends to be better. For some reason, America has these weird... The art's right there. All I had to do was use it. Which is why I got on this topic in the first place. This game's doing the, I would say, Donkey Kong Country style of sprite, where it's actually... It's a sprite, and it's animated. It just maybe looks like it's not, a little bit.
This is a magic field, Congo. This blue one will make you as brittle as an icicle.
Casting fire magic on yourself will protect you from the cold.
What? Fire magic
will
now.
also harm you. So be quick.
A lot of magic spells going around
You
lately.
can set yourself on fire. It hurts a bit, but you won't be cold. The power of wizardry.
What a great idea.
Very good, Congo.
See, dude has 23 of those tokens. If you're telling me that those are lives, this game is too generous.
You can never be too generous with one-ups. Plus, you get a cool
I don't
chance.
know that I fully agree with that. It's like when you're playing a video game and you're like, if the game could just give me a little more money, then all my problems would be solved. And then you finally have like $100 million in the bank, and it's like, now money doesn't mean anything anymore.
Leave no corner unexplored.
Like, if you're gonna give 26 lives, just don't have a life counter.
My dad found maybe the only glitch he's ever seen on his own in New Super Mario Brothers, where he just created 10,000 coins, and he called me in to check it out. He was very excited about how many lives he had, even though he's so good at that game that he couldn't possibly die a single time. He had 99 Marios, and the game broke.
He's like, get the gamers on the phone. They need to know about this.
big grin on his face, nodding up and down, jamming. Got all the coins there is. The Wii turned off. Couldn't handle it. Oh, melted in the sludge. Only 27 monkeys left for Tarragon.
That's unfortunate.
Everyone's in sludge land now, except for Digi, it looks like. Pretty consistent pace. There are 5 minutes left.
Our players have done great with this. This game was less punishing than I kind of imagined it would be, but at the same time, they all made really good progress really quickly.
I like this 2.5D walking around. I've never played much of like the Shantae games or the Paper Mario games that do it, that people probably are more familiar with. So it's always new and neat to me to see it, and it doesn't look like it's super confusing like it easily could be.
I thought everyone was on the same level, but Jasper Team just cleared a level? Did Jasper Team just take the lead, or did I miss that Jasper Team was on an earlier level?
I'm not sure. Our monkey's spinning. It became hard to tell the levels apart once they got to the acid zone, which I feel like is more than a single stage.
Yeah, I feel like I keep seeing people leave this toxic sludge zone to go back and learn a new spell and then come right back to the toxic sludge zone.
Kami's booking it. Running right through the sludge with that superpower there, which I guess is just gold monkey form. You just don't take damage from any hazards. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
Metal monkey. Looks like they need 5 keys, and Okami just got them all. And that's what people have been working on that I've been noticing. There are only 3 minutes left.
Monkey.
Okay, so I was just watching Okami specifically here. Ran into a crusher. The bird's like, you can't do that. And then the monkey teleports away. Stage complete. So what happens next? I feel like that's Okami in the lead. I don't think anyone else has gotten all 5 keys yet. And then ran back to that.
So Okami's definitely been in the lead. The question, I guess I'm gonna have to use this little hub area to determine if this is still in the lead.
I think there's proof right there. Okami has 4 spells and everyone else has 3 on the top right.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Might be a total tie. It looks like ice form is the idea here. How does this work?
I think it wants you to freeze the crusher when it's up.
You can freeze yourself if you want.
To walk through the fire, all you must do is freeze yourself. Yeah, how's that going?
You need 5 keys, Congo. Quick, go find the others.
Okami's trying to solve the puzzle of being an ice statue. Yeah, so they tutorial you every time they give you a kind of mandatory spell pickup.
Yeah, this might just be considered, I mean, it might be possible just to think of this area as further tutorial, right? Like they're giving you all your spells and then turning you loose on the world.
Yeah. Tiny monkey goes ice and fire. The ice form's weird. I don't really understand. You get frozen, so you can't move through. And it looks like Okami's also not understanding how it works.
It's not clear. I mean, I don't blame Okami. I can't figure out what's going on here at all.
Looks like you just have to keep booking it while doing that. Don't worry, there's 24 monkeys left. That's the real magic. 30 seconds left to call it. Yeah, I don't think it's non-linear. I might be wrong.
The stages themselves are definitely non-linear, but it looks like the overall progression is linear.
The thing that was blocking Okami from proceeding couldn't have been done without ice. So that's why I think Jasperine is behind Okami.
Well, Bloodfire Tagarung just took 2nd place, left that stage, and got the ice spell.
Time is up. 30 minutes of magic monkey time. Nice work, everybody. I feel like everyone did just fine in this game. Everyone's in the same general area. A couple players. Why is there a swear button on the? Why is there a Qbert call on the pause menu? Beautiful. For these races, we don't care too much who won. It's kind of up in the air. Usually, if we don't have a direct route to judge, but it would be Okami followed by Bloodfire in this case, and then the other 3, and then Digi I think maybe is in the rear, but I'm not sure about that even. They're all in the same general area. They're very close together.
Everyone did great, honestly. This game looks like it plays fairly well. And our players seem to have done well with it, whether they loved it or not.
Hey, nice work, everybody. That was cool. We have another cool PlayStation game for next week that we can do if you think that's a good one to do.
Yeah.
We'll keep it a secret.
That one looked pretty interesting. I'm down to check it out.
Yeah, so if you folks want to try out another kind of obscure, maybe not as much, but still kind of obscure PlayStation 1, I think it's also a platformer of sorts game. Next week, Speedbump will have your number. Come play. Come join us. Thanks for joining me out the blues.
Of course. Take it easy.
Later.